Well, hey everybody. So weird show. May only be one or two of us here. Hopefully, some people catch this on the replay, and we'll see what happens. So we'll give it a minute, see if anybody pops in. John, I see you, man. Yes, you were first for sure. Sorry for the late notice and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, look, we got two, John and my wife Rosie. Hey. So we'll give it a couple minutes, see if anybody pops in. Let us know as you guys get here. That would be helpful. Let me know that there's a couple people hanging around, even if there's only like three of us. It's cool. I don't mind. The information we need to put out today, hopefully is for those folks who are, yeah, they don't have insurance yet or a camera, because apparently today is like a gnarly day, and Rapid is going out of their minds right now, trying to get a hold of people, and uh, actually, you're not second. I'm sorry. You were fourth. Wait. One, two, three. Yep, four. I apologize. Yeah. But hey, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Good popping in. Look. So those of you, I'm sure some of you have gotten your insurance. Some of you have maybe not gotten insurance and said, screw it, I'm gonna get the Swift camera. I hope my mic's working. I think it's working. I should really check this because the other day it swapped mics on me. I mean, yep, got the right mic. Oh, thank God. Because apparently I sounded terrible the other day, and I apologize for that. I didn't want to do that again. What's up, Craig? Good to see you, buddy. Jonah Green, I see you, sir. Trekking with Fly Rabbit. Good to see you. And yeah, hope you guys are doing well. Sorry for the late notice. Like I said, so Rapid, we were talking with some folks today at Rapid, and we had a quick chat with Brett Stewart. And apparently, there are a lot of people who, with the deadline being Monday, the 1st of May, have not either swapped insurance, don't have anything lined up for insurance, and have not gotten the camera. And I'm sure a lot of you actually got a message, even if you have outside insurance already or have already done this. I'm thinking they screwed up when they sent this message, but it said, hey, if you don't have insurance or a camera yet, you need to make something happen soon. I'm paraphrasing in my magical way, or we're going to put you on insurance hold. Apparently, there are like 700 or some magical number like that. So yeah, this is going to be like a big ugly thing here in a day or two. So I'm gonna put up our little deal here for Seabright. That is our personal preferred carrier. Look, I don't care if you guys get Seabright, if you get OIDA or True North or Progressive or whatever it is you're gonna do. That's cool. I honestly, I mean, power to you guys. I mean, get what works for you. But you guys, Monday is the first, and apparently Rapid is not playing. They are going to put people on hold because people have made no effort to try and get a camera or get outside insurance. Um, yeah, and it's going to be gnarly. Hey, John, I'm actually glad that you mentioned that. I was just actually, God, I'm wheezing. I apologize if you guys can hear that. Good Lord. Um, I was actually, I got to make a phone call to someone. Maybe I got lucky and he's going to tune in Jan out of Troutdale. Super long-term driver. I think Jan's got like, I don't know, 42 million miles with Swift or something like that. Anyhow, he because he's a trainer, of course, we can't get him the Seabright insurance yet, which we are still working on. There is apparently some sort of negotiation still happening. So hopefully that'll change soon, but it hasn't changed yet. But my recommendation was, of course, the Netrodyne camera, because we seem to be seeing less issues there, less intrusive, better quality camera from what we're seeing versus some of the other options. So if anyone's got some stuff to talk about that, I think that'd be great, John. If you want to share a little more than that. John said he went with Netrodyne for now. So far, so good. No issues with it yet. And that's awesome. Bull of the Woods, good to see you, buddy. Um, so yeah, I mean, hey John, good to see you, Bitcoin. But yeah, if you guys have not swapped insurance or made arrangements or something along those lines to get this camera popped in, you guys, you're up against the wall. I honestly don't know what they're gonna do come Monday because, that message seemed a little ominous to me today. Even though I've got insurance, I've been covered outside since, February 15th, I think it was. Um, it just it is what it is. And John, exactly, John said, "I'm a mentor, so it was a bit better choice for me right now, but haven't taken on a student with it yet." So, exactly, and if we can get this thing worked out, for students and trainers, I think it'll be a good deal. Like I said, it's still in the works, unfortunately. But look, you guys got to make a decision. It's time to, as they say, piss or get off the pot, right? Because from what we're hearing, there may not be another extension. I would not count on it, and I have this huge fear that we're going to see a gang of contractors come Monday morning who don't have insurance certificates of insurance being sent in or any of that. If you did get that message, and look, I'm going to share what the message said. By the way, the phones are open if anyone does want to call in. That's cool. If not, no worries. Like I said, last minute thing. We're just kind of. I thought I wanted to get this done. I was going to try and get Jeff on here, but he's busting his tail to get to Joplin. And let me pull up this message they sent in case any of you didn't see it yet or don't know what the hell I'm talking about. The message I got at 3:05 this afternoon said your truck has been identified as having TranStar insurance with no camera installed. Please reach out to your terminal to make arrangements for camera install or provide your COI for outside insurance to avoid insurance hold. Well, I have outside insurance, so I'm not super worried about that myself. And so I simply sent a quick message. Got outside insurance. You guys have COI. Please update. That's what I did. I'm willing to bet that it went out as like a blanket deal, and that's fine. Whatever, it happens. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. Randy Spears, hello, hello. Joe Bananas, I just like that name. Always have. I don't know why. And the Capone picture makes it even better. I'm just saying. Yeah. So look, if you guys have not made a decision on what insurance or any of those things, if you got questions about the Seabright insurance, I am here to answer questions. If I don't have a direct answer, I will get you one. I will do my best to get you one today, if not during our little live here. Probably won't be on here very long unless you guys want it to go that way. I apologize for my sinuses and my lungs. I got a cold and it COPD crap. My lungs are all dicked up. So yeah, it's been fun the last few days. So I do apologize for that. If I have to step off and cough, I apologize. But if you got any questions about the DJ Bolin, what's going on? If you guys got any questions about the insurance or anything like that, I mean, by all means, throw it up. You guys reach out in your social networks. You know what I mean? You guys are in some of the places we're not, maybe. Um, look, this is serious stuff, man. I mean, if you get put on insurance hold, no loads. And none of us need that right now. And my understanding is, there's several hundred people out there who have not made a move one way or the other. And good God, man. Can you imagine? Like hundreds of guys and gals, rather, um, may be on insurance hold come Monday. You'll see the number popping up for Seabright. It's actually up in the upper right corner on a rotating little deal that we're doing there. And it's scrolling across the bottom of the screen if you need it there. It's 800-366-6466 for Seabright. Give those guys a call before they close today. They can do some pretty amazing things pretty quick. And worst case, maybe they get you squared away by early next week before these holds go out and that sort of thing. But I mean, look, if you got questions, I mean, now's the time, guys. Um, I waiting to the last minute. We've been talking about this for quite some time, and they've already given us a 1 month extension on it, right? And thought that and partially what was okay. So a great deal that was due to them not being able to get the cameras in their hands to install them. I guess they ended up putting them in 3 terminals, maybe 4. I believe it was Phoenix, Memphis, Greer, and I thought there was one more, but I'm not sure. Maybe one of you guys could help me out there. But good Lord, guys, can you imagine several hundred contractors come Monday, if that's a thing, get put on insurance hold? I think that would suck. I think there's gonna be a lot of pissed off people, and my big concern is they may be mad at the wrong people here, guys. You know, while none of us like the camera mandate and all these things and the insurance price going up, whatever. I get that. Let's set that aside. Um, but burying your head in the sand right now over this is a bad idea. It is bad business. It's not going to help you. It's not going to make it go away, guys. I mean, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm not trying to take anyone's side here. I'm saying that we're at a point when you need to, at the very least, make a temporary decision, right? Because you're going to get put on hold. And if you get put on hold, no loads. That's just how it's going to be. Good to see you, James. Appreciate you, buddy. Here's your options. Uh, get an appointment set up today. Granted, you can't get in to get it today, I'm sure, but call these places and say, "Hey, what do I need to do to get a camera put in?" Um, if that's what you're going to do, if you're going to get insurance, you need to make a call right now. You need to call whoever it is you're going to call. And I don't care what you do, but you need to get insurance or a camera because they're going to put you on hold. And then what the hell are you going to do? If you can't make your truck payments because you can't pull any freight at all, especially with freight being as crappy as it is right now, what do you think it's going to be like when they just shut you down? I mean, are you just going to fold your business? You know what I mean? Yeah, DJ Bolin, Bison Transport did something similar. 300 owner operators got their contracts canceled. Can you imagine? Holy hell. I can't think of anything worse right now, personally. Maybe it's a blessing for some of you. I don't know. Honestly, God, we've lost quite a few contractors over the last month. You know, and that's a thing. I mean, I get some of them. Some of them were weird things, and the funny thing about it is in the private Facebook group that we run, most of the people that we see, we list them as terminated, right? It's not that they got fired or terminated their contract, or maybe they chose. I don't know why they are terminated. I just know that their contract is no longer valid, right? But the majority of those people that I get a report on every month, I just get a thing that says this driver codes term, this driver codes term, this driver codes term. I don't know why they're termed. I don't know if they quit, if they got fired, you know what I mean? And fired's a bad word, but you know what I mean. Um, most of those people, and I'm going to go out and on a limb and say 85, 90% of those people have never been active in the Facebook group at all, or have had maybe one post, one question, and that was it. No interaction whatsoever. No engagement within this group of 300 people, and how many hundreds of years of experience are in these groups, that we're all a part of. And if you're not utilizing that stuff to help you figure out better ways, and yeah, you know what, every now and then you're going to catch a little static for a question. Don't let that stop you from asking a question. That's crazy to me. If you've got a question, chances are at least 10 other people have the same question, and for whatever reason they're afraid to ask. So don't be that person. Step up. You know what? Even if you catch a little bit of ribbing because they're like, oh well, that's been answered 92 times. Whatever. You know what? Ask the question. We do ask that you kind of scroll through the group or do a search. That's cool, right? That would be helpful. It does get a little repetitive when you're answering the same question 92 times, or it's simply something you honestly should know from your contract. But ask the questions, be involved, be a part of the community. Craig said they'll be sitting for days waiting to get them installed. Will suck even more to have to deadhead to one of the 3 terminals and not get paid for it. Exactly. Wait, even worse than that, Craig, can they actually deadhead if they're put on insurance hold? can they move their truck at that point? Or are they locked down where they are because they don't have valid insurance? Oh, oh, nobody's thinking about that, and that is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, John C said, "My issue now is Freightliner, Minnesota replaced my oil pan last week, warranty repair. Now in Albuquerque, major oil leak in pan. Freightliner here can't look at it till Tuesday. Talk to Brett. That sucks. Major parts. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. That's horrible. Seriously. Um, So I don't know, and a lot of people have been trying to call into Rapid today. I can tell you that they are closed. I mean, they're there working, but they're trying to reach out to these hundreds of contractors who have not gotten insurance or have not installed these cameras to meet the insurance requirements that they have for their insurance. So, right, Craig? Yeah, yeah, Alex, didn't think about that one, right? So if they're on hold uh for insurance, sorry, chat, I apologize. If they're on hold for insurance, they can't move their truck as far as I know. So, like Roland got I ended up getting the smart drive. Wish him luck. Exactly. Good luck, brother, man. Be careful. Do what you can. Do what you need to do, man. I'm just saying, we are working on trying to get that coverage for you guys on that are trainers, and we're doing everything we can. It's getting the Swift side to go with it. So it's not that we're not trying. We have actively been trying for it for months. And I know Seabright has been in communication with the leadership at Swift trying to get it all worked out. So we'll see. Um, Dan, I see you, man. I oh Lord. James said he has smart drive, and John said get rid of the smart drive ASAP. I never had it. I've just heard all the horror stories, and I don't want to be a part of that horror story. But seriously, there's not a ton of us on here, and I get it. Last minute thing just threw it up. I Jeff and I were real worried when we had after this conversation with Brett today, and the numbers just seemed crazy. I mean, just crazy. So it's just yeah, wow. Oh, excuse me, I got a cough. Oh, the joys of getting old and making bad choices in life. So much fun. What John say? I got called by safety because Smart Drive kept saying I was going to crash into overhead signs. That's awesome. That sounds absolutely terrible. Um, yeah, just another reason for me to not get that camera. Um, with all right, no fighting. Come on. But yeah, so if you guys are still on the fence about getting outside insurance, ask your questions. Here's your chance. You've got me. I've got fairly good access to Tony today if I need to. I tried to get him on. I was going to try and get him on here, but he was tied up for most of the day doing some other stuff that he had to get done. Jeff and I are actually going to meet with Tony tomorrow afternoon sometime and see if there's any updates and what we can do to help people get stuff going. So yeah, if you got questions, by all means, throw them up. I appreciate everyone who's popped in here. Uh, hey, Daycap, my bad. I didn't see you pop in there. I don't like the looks of this Dan Stevens guy, right? I don't know. It was shady. I'm just saying. No, I'm just playing. Uh, James Bond said he hasn't had a single issue with Smart Drive, but James, I'm going to tell you that from what I hear, you're on the uh special side of that. I hear more horror stories than good stories, right? Mr. Charles, good to see you. Appreciate y'all popping in. But yeah, so seriously, do you have questions about the Netrodyne camera? We've got a couple people around that have those. We could probably discuss that. If you got insurance, uh, bony heads, dude. I'm not gonna lie, you got some hilarious videos, bro. Like seriously. Look, I don't like the poking at Swift, but I'm not gonna lie, some of that stuff is hilarious, bro. Like you've made me cry a couple times in the best way possible. Just throwing it out there. But yeah. Oh my God. Here we go. Did you get a chance to throw up the number for Seabright in case people need it? Yeah, Bitcoin John. It's actually scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now. It's also rotating in the upper right corner. You'll see a logo up there. Right now it's on Trucker CFO on my screen. But yeah, it should be popping up in the upper right corner and it is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. By all means, call these people. They're gonna close probably in the next, what time is it right now? It's 3:53 their time. They're up in Minnesota. So make a call. If you need to do that, do it now. Um, if they don't answer and you get into the voicemail system, by all means leave a message, you guys. This is no joke. Joe Bananas, no offense, I give no one a wrench ever. Because just because it sounds good that way. We don't bounce people out of here. We don't. Um, I can think of actually two, and that was like porn links they were spamming in the chat. I think that's the only time it's ever happened. So, but yeah, Cameron Barnes. I tried calling Rapid. Apparently, the phone lines are down. No, they're not down. They're turned off. They're busy out there trying to get a hold of all of these hundreds of people who decided not to make a choice. And now the first is on Monday. And they had said that we were going to extend it for a month from April 1st to May 1st. And you had an extra month to either get insurance or get a camera installed to stay on the TransStar insurance. And apparently there are hundreds of people who have done neither. So, it is what it is. John said, one issue with Netrodyne, I need to have my cruise control following distance adjusted to 4 seconds. Apparently, currently set at 3.8, which is too close for Netrodyne. I would actually tell Netrodyne to adjust their parameters. I don't know about you, but my Freightliner is set to what the engineers wanted it set to. And I can tell you right now, I've never had a problem with it. There was an issue with Smart Drive that had didn't like the tolerance, and they adjusted the smart drives to match that 3.8. So I would think that you could probably get Netrodyne to have their stuff adjusted. I'm willing to bet that will solve your issues. Let's see. No, we're not going to get rid of anybody. It ain't like that. We don't do that here. People want to talk. That's cool. Everybody that comes in here for the most part knows it's all good. Joey Bananas, we're not big enough to need a moderator. Honestly, it's all good. But I appreciate it. Give me a rinse so I can clean up this live. Nah, we're good, man. Look, it's all good. Cameron Barnes said, I just got my insurance card from Seabright today. Perfect. And you will get that squared away. And they should email that to Rapid directly. You may want to send an email of it yourself. I would send it. Wait, I know I have an address for it. I wonder if I have it saved in here. Let me scroll through my little deals here. I do not have that address saved, and I don't know it off the top of my head. If for some reason I forget, by all means, hit me up after the show, and I will get you that email address just in case to cover yourself. What is her address? Wait, you know what? I'm going to do a search for it. What the heck was her name? Let me scroll through my stuff here. All right. Anybody in here know the name of the lady from TransStar that's in charge of all that stuff? I know someone in here knows it because I cannot remember her name. Let me go search. Star. Niece Easterling. That's it. Let me get a copy of this email address for anyone who recently got insurance, and just to make sure that you're covered and they have the current thing. I'm going to put her email address up in the chat. All right, so it's in the chat, and I'm gonna put it up on the screen here. If you just recently got insurance, like today, yesterday, type of deal, and you got Seabright, Seabright should have already sent it to her, but it may not be a bad idea to send a copy of the COI, the certificate of insurance, to that email address right there, deeasterling@transstarinsurance.com. And just to cover your bases, and maybe I'll get in trouble for doing that, but whatever. They can yell at me. It's cool. Um, yeah, seriously, DJ, that's like no joke. It's going to be a train wreck, I think, come Monday. And I'm really worried about a lot of guys that are not taking this serious enough. It seems like a silly thing, but it is not. Yeah. Narvik, you know what? Always the optimist. I appreciate that. I do try to look out for more people. But look, that's like a legit thing. I mean, look, if half the owner op fleet is on insurance hold, I bet there's a couple loads out there. Sucks to be those who are on hold, and it's going to be very, very painful. Yeah. Well, I've heard Swift is going to have insurance for OO. What are you talking about? Like medical insurance? I mean, there are some options out there. I have not been a fan for it, of what they've offered to date. I know there's something that they're working on, some other stuff, but I don't have a whole lot of faith in it right now, honestly. We'll have to wait and see what it looks like. Again, I'm a terrible person when it comes to health insurance because I've been covered by insurance my entire adult life by the United States military. I've never had to pay for insurance in my life, so I'm kind of in a weird spot because I got broken and they pay me for the rest of my life and cover my insurance. So, I mean, I'm blessed there. I don't know. I had to break a lot of stuff to get it, but whatever. But if any of you got questions about the insurance, seriously, I mean, now's the time, guys. Um, I don't want to harp on this for too long. And, it's, yes, if you're okay, too cool. You're talking about health insurance. Man, I honestly don't know what they're putting out. I know they've been putting out messages on that site that they're promoting. Honestly, I haven't had time to look at what it is that they're offering. I'm not even sure if that site's live yet. Um, might be interesting to see, and it could be helpful for some, but I just don't know anything about it. And I will do my best to try and get some knowledge here in the very near future. We are going to have Tony Dennis from Seabright Insurance on Tuesday's show. So, if you're still on the fence for whatever reason, or you got questions, whatever, get on here Tuesday for sure, and come ask those questions. We actually asked them to come on to talk about the insurance claims process when you do have a claim, because we actually learned a lot in Vegas during our little conference on the 5th of April, and he explained how the claims process is supposed to go and does go, and it's not what any of us are used to, having dealt with TransStar and those folks. Like, it's day and night difference, and the service level is tremendously, so much better. Oh my god, it's crazy. It is absolute night and day as far as having an insurance company who's there for you and not necessarily there for the carrier, because let's just be real. Yeah, that's just how it is. These guys fight for you and help you do what you need to do to protect your business, versus the other option, the local in-house option, which is mainly there to protect them. Let's just be honest about that. Nothing wrong with that, just not the kind of service I want and want to pay for. And especially when we're paying an extra 2% of truck value for that service. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe you're crazy. I'm not the crazy one. You're the crazy one. So what do you think about that? We can fight about that if you want to, but that's weird. I did not quit smoking like I said I was going to on Tuesday, but I am down to 2 cigars a day. I'm down from over 50 a week to 2 per day. I think that's pretty impressive. I'm working on it. Don't judge me. I'm trying to do things, but whatever. So yeah, I'm looking through my emails, looking for some updates, and it's not there. That's a drag. So yeah, anybody got insurance questions? Anyone want to know more about the insurance questions as far as trucking insurance? I apologize, too cool. I just don't have any information on the health stuff. That's definitely going to be something that we need to look into further as far as them popping out what they're doing. John said, my DM said that if an owner is genuinely trying to get a camera installed, they won't put you on hold. Right. But you actually have to have, I don't know, made an appointment, been making that effort. Right. A lot of guys are like, oh, yeah, I tried. I popped in, they didn't have one. So I left. Right. Pretty sure you can get them sent to quite a few terminals at this point. I believe I heard Brett say something along those lines. Hey, if you can't get to one of the 3 terminals that have them and you know you're going to be home at your home terminal, say Ocala, maybe you can get them to send one there for when you're home and get it put in. That's right. No, you're the crazy one, Lisa. That's right. No, I'm the crazy. Wait, you did that Jedi mind trick thing, didn't you? You better stop it. I'm not going to fall for that again. So this not smoking during the show thing, apparently this is a trigger because I'm like twitching, like, yeah, I could smoke a cigar right now, but no, I'm not gonna. You know what I could do? Take a bite of my quesadilla. Just saying. Nope, don't start that lobster crap, Lisa. I'm not even gonna put it up there. John said, nope, I tried, had to go to Memphis. Really? That's a bummer. That sucks. I shouldn't have took a bite while I was talking. Um, he had said something about trying to get those things shipped out. So I don't know, man. When did you get it put in, John? Sydney Barber said, have they come up with something for students being in the training truck? Not yet. We're still working on it, man. Um, yeah, it's just no good options that I'm aware of yet. I know that OIDA had said something about being able to cover it, but I never got any firm information out of them when I was talking to them. Um, I don't know that, other people were able to get that information either. John said he got his put in last week. So yeah, I don't know, John. They had said at one point that you should have been able to get them ordered over and maybe shipped to your home terminal, but that just sucks. Andrew Bagwandine, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Appreciate you popping in. We're talking insurance and the insurance camera deadline being on Monday. So today's really like the last day to get stuff done if you haven't already. So we're kind of giving people a kick in the pants, trying to knock heads out of the sand because there's quite a few people who have stuck their head in the sand. They're hoping that it's just all going to go away. And that could be tragic. That could be extremely tragic to your business and your revenue and paying your bills at the home. You know, can't say we haven't been trying. Oh, John said only certain mechanics are trained how to install it. That sucks, man. Well, you can switch to Seabright after. Um, do you already have a camera though? Do you have something in place now to cover? I hope. Um, yeah. You called Seabright today, so hopefully you're getting that ball rolling, and hopefully if you don't have a camera, I don't know if you have a camera yet or not, Andrew. Um, If you don't have a camera but are getting a certificate of insurance or you're working with Seabright, maybe that will keep you from getting placed on that insurance hold list. But definitely do not drag your feet on this, guys. I just, I just think it could be tragic. Seriously. Um, who was it? Someone said it earlier. There was another company that had something happen like that. Where'd it go? I lost it. It vanished in the chat. Oh, DJ said that right there. Bison Transport did something similar. 300 owner operators got their contracts canceled. Can you imagine that going down? Like seriously, I mean I just can't even imagine 300 contractors all of a sudden losing their contracts come Monday. Bison Transport, right, right, and cool. So yes, you can absolutely switch over. Um, you and I highly recommend you do it. You can absolutely swap over as long as you have the smart drive in there right now. You are covered. You don't have to worry about them canceling your or putting you on an insurance hold on Monday. So you're doing good. If you're going to keep a camera, I might look at swapping you out of the smart drive and going to the Netrodyne. Um, it's a little less intrusive, and we haven't seen a whole lot of problems. The smart drive is known to be pretty intrusive and a little oversensitive in triggering certain things happening. Yeah, I'm working on it now, John. Smart drive is just infamous for yeah. So yeah, and once you get that insurance, I would definitely remove that smart drive completely unless you just want to keep it for yourself. I don't know if you own yours yet or not, but I would not want that camera. I think it's a little too intrusive and it does some crazy things that I don't dig. And we have seen it actually harm people's contracts. We've seen people get terminated over issues from things that were seen on the camera that may or may not have been legit. So, I mean, it's like a thing. I mean, seriously, it's not that we're just, bashing that camera. I mean, it has seriously cost people their businesses over something that they did not have to have. They actually chose to have it. Baffling to me. I'm not saying don't have a camera. I'm saying have a good camera that's not trying to get your contract terminated. A camera that's built and made and monitored to protect you, not seek out and terminate your contract, right? I think everybody should have a camera in their truck. I think it's in this day and age, if you don't have an outward facing camera, you are crazy. I think just always remember though that if you do have a camera and you do drive like a jackass, it's going to see that. And if you get in a wreck and it's your fault and it's on camera, good luck. Andrew, you do not have to have a camera with the Seabright insurance at all. Like I said, we do recommend that you have your own camera of some sort to protect yourself that will show when, someone does something bad and causes the accident and they're like, "Oh no, that big truck did it cuz they're a big bad guy and they're all jacked up on go fast cross tops and white powder stuff." You know, when in reality, this jackass pulled over in front of you, snuck into that, one car length gap and jammed on the brakes because he got scared or just wanted to collect insurance. That's when those cameras become gold to you because they'll be like, "Oh, look at this jackass." So, by all means, you should have a camera. Exactly, John. Get a camera that doesn't create a micromanagement situation. That is 100% correct. Something you control, something that's in your control 100%, and that you can access when you need it to provide your insurance provider proof that you did not do bad things. I mean, that's just how it is. And Sandy's a pretty good lady, Andrew. I think you'll enjoy her. She's a pretty squared away lady from everything that I've seen. Yeah, John said smart drive increased my stress level. Now with Netrodyne, I feel much better, protected. See, and that's legit. Um, it's I don't like having a camera that's monitored by someone else. I mean, I'm open. Jeff is open about that. Jeff has actually, thought about getting a Netrodyne and paying for the monitoring system just to help him out, because he believes it'll make him a better driver. And I've seen, some of the bells and whistles stuff on the new trucks actually make me a better driver. I mean, I was notorious for riding the fog line, and now I'm much better at that than I was before, and it's because that nagging little brrr that I hear in my speaker. Kind of annoying, but whatever. It is what it is. Keeps me in the center of the lane better. Uh, Cameron Barnes said, I got my own camera for myself. That Swift camera I think would cause problems, so I figured to get my own. There you go. And as long as you've got your own insurance, you don't need Swift's camera. Andrew said, when I go into Smart Drive, it says that as far as my points to this date. Well, good. Keep it that way because, I I've seen it. It's weird because it seems like once you get some points, all of a sudden they just start snowballing, right? It's baffling. And I was talking to someone, I can't remember who it was. I was talking to someone recently who was talking about how they had 0 points and all of a sudden they had like 580 points in the matter of like 2 days. I was like, what in the hell? And that's like contract killer. That is a contract killer. I don't care what anybody says. That can absolutely get you hemmed up. Yes, Lisa. The A10 brr. Yeah. Brr, brr. Yep. I love that sound. It's funny. I was just talking about A10s today, how they're loading them up with bunker busters right now. I think that's funny. Anyhow. Yeah, John, maybe it maxed out. You ran out of digits. That'd be crazy. You win. But all right, guys. Seriously, insurance, either make the calls today. You can call Seabright, our preferred person, 1-800-366-6466. Give Tony and his people a call. I would do it now. If you are thinking about doing it, do it now. Get this process started. Or you need to seriously call Phoenix, Memphis, Greer. I'm not sure about. I thought there was a fourth one, but I can't remember. And call those shops and be like, "Hey, can I set up an appointment to do something to get there?" And then trying to get freight to get there if you're not there already. I don't even know what to do. So, Andrew Bagwanding, even having a wheel seal week, blowing wheel seals like crazy. That sucks. I have somebody that might be around that might be able to discuss that. Let me shoot a text out to somebody. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Bear with me for a second here, folks. I've got someone. Let me send him a text. Yep. 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 Uh, so I'm sending them a text saying, "Hey, any idea on what would cause wheel seals to blow repeatedly?" Because yeah, so they're gonna give us a quick call, and just in case, yeah, I think it'll be a good question. And that's crazy to me, man. So bear with us for just a minute, Andrew, and we'll see if we can't get you an answer here. Let me swap over to the right screen because I'm not on it. What in the hell is going on? Let me close that window. Let me close this window. Oh, Jesus. Hey, if you're calling in, hold on. I'll find you. I got too many tabs open apparently because I'm a crazy person. Yeah. No, I'm gonna give you another number. What the hell's our calling number? Oh my god. I'm a train wreck, y'all. Right here. 813-548-3722. Let's see. 813-547. No, 548. Good. Yeah, 3722. And that'll put you right into my call queue, and that'll be awesome. So yeah, if you could give me a call real quick, that'd be amazing. And so Andrew, we will try and get that an answer for that. Greg Spears said, what's up? Signing up for Seabright today. Good on you, Greg, because some bad things are gonna happen here next week, it looks like. If you aren't getting these either insurance in place or have one of their cameras installed, they're gonna place people on insurance hold. And if you're on insurance hold, I don't know how the hell you're gonna get anywhere to get a camera installed at that point if you're not already there somewhere. At the very least, you damn sure won't be pulling freight to get anywhere. So that's going to be an issue. Mike Henderson, good to see you, buddy. Appreciate you. So yeah, good to see you. Glad you're here. We're talking Seabright Insurance or OIDA or True North or whatever insurance, outside insurance you are looking to get. By all means, you need to make that happen now. The time to screw around with this is gone, y'all. They sent messages out. They're gonna put people on insurance hold if you are not actively working on getting coverage. You know, so yeah, it's a thing. This is like a legit thing. So Andrew, I got an answer coming for you here, right here. Hey man, what's going on?
What, what's happening? You have all your stuff set up so professional.
Dude, I try sometimes, and dude, if I had it on like I should have been way more prepared. I just was not even tracking. So Andrew's got it, dude. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate you. Last second deal. What would make a wheel seal keep going out on the third axle?
Well, okay, so all right, let's get into my terms a little bit more.
Yes, sir.
Third, I mean, obviously he's talking about rear drive passenger or rear drive right,
Right.
correct? When he's saying third axle, okay. Um, well, I mean, the first big answer is, I mean, bad install, but since they keep changing them,
Right.
my guess would be he's got a spindle issue.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to technically be a spindle issue as much as one time they changed the seal and somebody nicked the spindle with a cold chisel or however they pulled it off. They
Right.
pulled
Trying
off
to
with a
pop it.
puller, which most people don't, including myself.
Mm-hmm.
A lot they nicked it, and it's always gonna that it will never seal. It will never seal. They have some new seals out called like Revs. They're bright orange, and they're supposed to fix like nicked axles. But I can almost guarantee, because I know a little bit about Swift, they probably don't use those.
Right.
Because on my side, we don't use those.
Right. Yeah.
They could probably order them,
Or maybe take it to an outside.
Because an outside. Where is he taking it?
I was gonna say that's a good question. Andrew, who's been fixing your wheel seals, man? Is it a Swift shop? Is it the same Swift shop? Hopefully not the same guy 3 times. Because if it's the same guy 3 times, I'm gonna say someone's not brilliant. So
Well, I mean, so wheel seals are kind of. I mean, those are one of those things, right? I mean, you throw it on, and when you throw the hub on, you jar the hub on a little sideways or something, or you go to put the inner bearing. You drop the inner bearing in before you put the seal on,
right,
and then go to put the hub on, and you don't have the outer bearing, in there, and it kind of hangs when you pull it in there.
Yeah,
and that's. I mean, I've changed multiple wheel seals and they've came back. I mean, it happens. I've been doing this for a long time, and I don't do them all. I don't usually have that problem, but it happens. It's odd that it's happened all in 1 week, right? So I think there's something else, or it's happened multiple times.
So Andrew said Swift outside contracted mechanics. Wait, I need to clarify that.
Iron maintenance, right?
Or whoever on road finds. Okay. So it all right. So it could be Loves or whomever or Joe Billy Snuffy Backwoods Repair.
Yep. That if this is So
I think you're
the
probably
next
right. I
time,
think
I mean,
we're looking at a nick.
yep. So the next time if he, I mean, I think he said in the chat he has it leaking right now as we speak.
Right.
For the third time or the fourth time, is next time they take a wheel off, when he has it done, tell him you're having an issue and you would like to come out and see it personally.
Right.
For one, so you can put your eyes on it. And the best thing for him to do, because even, I mean, if they for some reason just aren't cleaning it very good, right? I mean, where that seal sits, obviously, that's a terrible area, so it can get crudded up, get all it can get pitted right there, and it can get pitted on the edge of the rubber, where the seal actually rolls, where the seal drops onto.
Right.
And that could be causing, I mean, and that's not good because there's not a lot of fix to that. But like I said, they make wheel seals that are especially for stuff like that.
Okay.
Like I said, Rev, this company called Rev, it's REVV. They're bright orange wheel seals. They're relatively new, but they're big in the trailer world. But they've started doing drives and steers, steer axle wheel seals that are, and they're made. They started with trailers for jump trailers. They were having
right.
And they're Stemco, which is Stemco and SKF are probably the number 1 and 2 wheel seal or hub seal manufacturers, and they make specialty like extra wide, extra thick. They have to know, what axle's under there. It takes a little more. It's just not something that's gonna be on the shelf, probably.
Right.
Maybe maybe an axle place or something. Because they need to know if it's a Meritor or whatever axle's sitting underneath of it.
Hey, Andrew, is this an MRP truck?
Much the same.
Sorry, man. Get you one second. Andrew, is this an MRP truck or is it a straight lease or an FX? And how long have you had it? Because I think that may play into this as well. If it's an MRP, if it is an MRP, how long have you had that truck in your possession? Because that may be another whole avenue to deal with this, because if it was an existing problem, even though you probably out of, well, I know you're out of that 30-day window now, but if it's an existing problem and you can show the problems about 6 months, and how long ago did the wheel seal start popping? They said it's covered under warranty. So the next time they take it apart, like definitely, I would get out there and look at it yourself, and once be like, hey, can I come take a look at this thing once you got it cleaned off? And ask him, hey, did you guys notice any nicks or any weird burring? Or I know on one of mine, on my 07, the bottom, like if you looked at the spindle from the top down, it looked pristine, right? But if you looked at the bottom of that spindle, it was like getting a little questionable.
Yep. And I mean, it can be I mean, that's what stinks. I mean, my guess is that there's an issue on the seal, just where they're sealing it up,
right?
Or where the seal's going on, because it's happened so many times. But I mean, he could have some bad bearings, right? I mean, these people. I mean, I shouldn't say these people. That's really mean.
It's true.
But these guys that come out and do them, if they're doing them on the side of the road or something,
oh yeah,
they're not pulling bearings off and cleaning them and like actually setting them on the table and checking, the thrust of them,
dude,
or even probably cleaning them off where they can look at them.
I had a guy set my bearings in a pile of sand on an anthill one day on the side of the road. I'm like, bro.
Yep. They're just because they don't. I mean, because 9 times out of 10, you take bearings off and you put them right back in. You don't question, because usually if you take one off and it's bad, it's like, oh yeah, this thing's junk. But if it's a borderline issue, I mean, most people don't. I mean, we can.
He said it started 2 weeks ago, and the spindle looks burnt or blue.
Burnt or blue?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got. I mean, so it's got hot. It's ran out of oil at one point. Probably it's got hot. I mean, for it to blue the whole axle, that means that sucker got hot.
Right.
Which means it could be out of rounds. Just, I mean, oblong. I mean, that would be my guess. Sadly. And there again is the way to check it is to have, take it. You have to take it somewhere and have somebody go. I don't even can't even think of the name of the tool they put on it. They check the roundness with it.
Yep.
to make sure it's exact round, which is not cheap. But if it's blued, I mean, it's got hot.
Right.
I mean, that's a thick piece of steel, and even running without oil for a little bit or something, a lot of times this stuff won't get blued. That would be my guess. Ask Andrew if like the truck looks like it's freaking, I mean, back in there looks like it's been leaking for, way before. Sorry, I'm going to pick up dinner.
Oh, you're good.
But ask him if it looks like it's been leaking for a long time. I mean, like it just didn't start, he got the truck and all of a sudden,
well, you just asked him.
Axle.
Why you want me to ask him? You just asked him.
I know. I forgot. I'm sorry. I know. Listen, this is a weird world, man.
Technology, bro.
Right? I'm used to. Yeah, I know. I'm used to being on the screen where I can see him.
Right.
I can make fun of them for saying dumb things.
Right. It's I like this. John said it's a spindle rounder checker thingamajig. Exactly. That is the technical term for that device. So
That's what I would call
it. No doubt. That is absolutely it.
It could also just not. It sucks because it's one of those deals. It's not like, oh, the tire's no good, right? It could be 3 or 4 different things. But I mean, if that axle's blued but it looks clean,
right?
My guess is that thing's out of round just enough. But there again is one of those oversized seals would help with that. I mean, that's what they make them. That's 100% what they're for. It's so on trailers, trucks obviously not so much, but I've done it. I haven't done it. I've seen it done on a truck. Is on trailers, they'll cut the spindle off and bring in a guy, they call it axle doctor.
Right.
And he'll put a little machine on the spindle, right? Or, on the axle hanging off the trailer. And they'll, they will automatically weld a spindle on there.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is that something they can do on a tractor? Or do they just replace the whole damn axle?
On a tractor, but I don't know, what the line is. I just honestly don't. Like a steer axle, obviously you're not doing that on a steer axle. Right. But I've seen them do it on a truck before. I just don't know, if Swift, I don't know what DOT, what the rules are on that. Now, like an axle doctor, we'll probably be able to tell you that, hey, we'll guarantee it just as much as a brand new axle, right? That it won't fall off,
right?
Or it won't, it won't bend or
at least for 3 days, right?
Oh. But yeah, exactly. At least for a week till you're way away from here and you're not coming back. But I mean, if they do it on trailers, I mean, the big difference is, of course, and trailers is, it's the trailer, and so people are like, it's not a big deal. Right. I mean, trailers kind of more the big deal,
right?
Honestly, because it's less maintenance. People pay less attention to the trailer than they do the truck.
He said when he picked up the truck, he didn't see any leaks or anything like that initially. So it's just in this last couple of weeks, 2 weeks ago is when it started.
Which stinks because they may have changed it and cleaned it up, right?
Right.
Be planning on the truck going to where it's going, whether that is to auction or going to a lease, the MRP deal.
Right.
So it's fresh and new, right? And not maybe even knowing that it's an ongoing problem.
Right.
That's kind of the crap of it all.
I'm guessing, Andrew, how many miles are on your truck, by the way? That's another good question, because maybe it was just time for a seal to go bad anyhow, right? And then somebody nicked it, or, you know what I mean, did something squirrely and not quite right.
I tell you another thing, that, and once again, we don't know the answer to this, and it stinks, is, I mean, he's blowing through wheel seals. He's lost some oil in the diff,
right.
Back there in your axle.
Right.
I mean, we're assuming that they're checking, diff levels,
right,
and refilling. That sucks.
Craig Hudson said that they can be done on a drive axle. He had it done at when he was with Werner at a TA. They actually had someone come out and do it at the TA for him. So that's kind of cool. He's got 369,000 miles on it.
Yeah, usually axle doctors travel around in trailers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have their rig in a trailer, either a trailer or or whatever, the back of a truck.
That is actually really cool to watch.
Yep. It always sounds expensive, but I know when you're on a truck on OmniSource, it's been years ago, but it was like $2,400. I mean, that's not cheap, but that's cheaper than a whole axle and the whole downtime and everything that goes with it, right? It's probably a third of the price to do it. And that was the one they did on the truck. But
Yeah, I would see if you could get into, I say a specialty shop. I know there's a limitation of where
Right.
and where you can take it with that. But maybe find out. You may know the answer to this. If there's any Swift shops like terminals that have some guys that are maybe a little bit more specialty into, doing axle stuff.
I actually have a
or doing
contact for him.
driveline
We
stuff.
can call the VP dude down in Phoenix that
Yeah.
runs oversees the shops, and I'm sure that I can get an
Yep.
answer out of him. Now that this is apparently the third time and it's still a problem.
Right.
I mean, where does it go from here type deal?
This could be a major deal. Plus, I get that he's not per se paying full price for it, but
Right.
I mean, if it locks up a rear end or something,
That would suck.
even more than we're throwing. Yeah, we're throwing drive lines. We're doing all kinds of nasty
Right.
stuff at that point. Tow bills and trailers that are loaded, and you got to figure out where it's going to go and miss the load. Yeah, it snowballs like anything else.
Right.
Right. Yeah, that's what if you've got a contact with it, I can ask, and kind of let you know if I know anybody that would have any more information and pass it along. I don't know. I know a couple guys here in Indy at the Indianapolis Axle and Spring Shop. I can call the guy down there tomorrow and just tell him what's up and see what his recommendation is.
Right.
He, like I said, and let him go from there.
Hey, quick update for you guys
make
out
a
there.
connection.
Those of you who are calling Seabright right now, be patient, because apparently every one of his 50 phone lines are lit up right now, and he was not expecting us to drop this out here the way that we dropped it today. So definitely leave messages and do what you can and be patient.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Yeah, man.
Because I guess at some point we'll just let it be known, but maybe not tonight. But the smart drive thing, what? Okay, so Iron Maintenance, right? Most everybody should know who Iron Maintenance is.
Yep.
Iron Maintenance, that's what they push and sell is smart drive. Right now,
Right.
Of course, that's not going on Swift trucks / night trucks / whatever.
Right.
But I guess I don't know what's going. That is what's going on in a lot of trucks.
That is
in
the
that realm,
majority of the cameras that are used. I can tell you that for Swift for
Yep.
sure. It's a
Yep.
terrible system.
Really?
Yeah, it's a really bad
I didn't
system.
know-
It
I
is
didn't
a
know that.
super
I don't know anything about that
micromanager.
end, so
It is an absolute deep state micromanager, sees everything, reports on stupid nothing events, and will
Right.
cost people their contracts, and it sucks.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Yep,
open
that's why I
and
was
vocal
gonna
about
ask,
that one.
because I heard you say that. Yeah, I heard you say that, and what I know is when you throw them in, we say, problem, you hit the green button. Right. That's the answer. That's the answer I have because I don't know
Right.
anything about them.
Yeah,
Not that
unfortunately.
but
Yeah, because I know
I
Iron
just know that's what we
themselves.
sell.
I know that the Iron Company themselves on, they have like a fuel card insurance and other stuff that they do as well. And I know that that's one of the things
Right.
that they're pushing with their insurance as well, from my understanding. I have a friend that actually works over on that end, and they're like pushing that smart drive, and I'm like, good God. And they're like, yeah, not a great thing. But it is what it is, whatever. There's better systems out there, let's just be real. But it's a train wreck, man. It's a super micromanager, which is a shame. Which is not what
Right.
contractors need. I get protecting the
No.
company and the contractor. I'm all for that stuff, man. It's the super micromanaging that is killing people.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, I can imagine on that end. I can only imagine what a headache that creates.
Right.
Okay. Well,
thanks for calling in,
I
bro.
hope that helped.
Absolutely. I think
Anytime,
that
man.
we've got them pointed in a couple of good directions, and I will get in contact with some folks on the higher end before they get out of here today in Phoenix and see what we can get
Yeah.
them lined up with.
And if nothing else, when they do it next time, if you can get it to a Swift place, and I know that because I know the way it works on my end,
Right.
which is directly related to Swift, is if you can push them to put just throw new bearings in it. and the oversized seal. And if that fixes, because my guess is it's either nicked there or
or out of
it's
round.
probably out of round. But the bearings, if it's got one or both bearings are crap, that thing's not running right anyways.
Right.
It sucks because once it gets weight on it, you don't even notice it until you get weight on it. You won't even notice it then, but the weight's what kills it with the bearings.
Right.
Not so much the steel or anything. It's the weight. The bearings start making it, push flat and point up per se. And rides too, and which could cause it to be hot also, even with oil in there. So
right.
Anyways,
just not enough oil.
But I can for, yeah, exactly. Yeah, just not enough.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Right.
I'll hit you up when we got another one of these, brother. You be careful. We'll see you soon.
Sounds like a winner.
Yeah, man.
Later.
Bye. So there you go. Had an issue. We got the issue at least partially addressed. We'll see how it works out from here. Andrew, I will try and get a hold of Tim Burks, who's the VP over the shops and all that kind of stuff, and see if we can't get something worked out a little bit better, just because of the severity of what seems to be going on. Mr. Charles said, so it's a bad system when controlled by company leased onto, but is it a functional system if you controlled it? The smart drive, I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, is I just don't, I haven't heard enough good things about it to make that kind of a statement, even if you're controlling it. The Netrodyne seems to be a fair system if you are controlling it, and even if they have access to it, it doesn't seem to be quite so intrusive, if that makes sense. It doesn't trigger quite the way that the smart drive seems to, and the monitoring system has different parameters set up, and it just doesn't seem to go quite so batshit. I don't know if that's going to answer your question or not. If not, by all means, follow up, man, and we'll dip into everything we can. And again, I know, James, you've had zero issues. Like I said, you are the unicorn, bro. Mike said Samsara can get you a camera in 3 days, easy to install. Only problem is $1,500. Yeah, and the deal there with that is you actually don't own the camera, is my understanding. That $1,500 is paying for your monitoring services, which could be a good or a bad thing. Good thing in that if anything happens to the camera, you don't own the camera, they're going to replace the camera, right? Seems like a good deal to me. So you're basically renting the equipment, or you're paying for the service, they provide the equipment type of deal. So I could see that being a good or bad. Yeah, it is expensive though, and it's straight up, it's legit. So Andrew, I would seriously, let me make a note because I will forget. What time is it now? It is 5:40, so almost 3 o'clock Phoenix time. I will pull up. Pretty sure I have your driver code. And if I do, any chance you could shoot me your truck number, man? Andrew, please. If you could do that, that would be awesome. And that way when I make that call, I'll know what the hell I'm supposed to say. Let me go back here. We're good there. Yeah, smart. Oh, let me put that up. Miss Charles said, yes, smart drive. Okay, my SFI truck came with it installed, but never looked into it because I have my own authority. No, and look, and like I said, if you're controlling it, yeah, right. I would not like the monitoring system myself. I don't like the idea of somebody else monitoring it, whether it's my carrier, whether it's my insurance provider. I would have been more comfortable with them saying, hey, the insurance company is going to monitor it, right? But yeah, so I would definitely look into it. I mean, maybe there's value there, right? Um, and look, if it tightens you up a little bit and makes you a better driver, then so be it. I mean, that we should all be striving to be better drivers every day, right? Um, so I mean, you're not going to get me to argue that one, that's for sure. But yeah, I get you're trying to gather more information on, it, and that's cool, man. I dig it. I'm just not a fan of the way that we were introduced to it here over at who we're contracted to at Swift, and it's kind of a rough deal and not a wonderful place. And Mike Henderson said, yeah, it's a rent, but you have all the control. The camera, all Swift needs is access to it in case of an accident. So yeah. Excuse me. But yeah, so we're gonna probably wrap this thing here pretty quick unless you guys got some other questions. And I need to go make that phone call for Andrew. But Andrew, if you're still there, do me a favor, shoot me your truck number. You can do it in Facebook if you want to. If you don't want to put it here, that's cool. Whatever you need to do. And we'll make some calls and see what we can get lined up for you, man, because 3 times is kind of a problem. You might also want to reach out to Juice. Dude's name is Juice, like for real, Julius, at Rapid Response come Monday, maybe, and let him know what's going on as well. He's kind of the breakdown equipment guy for IEL and Rapid Response. He's a good source for getting things like that sorted out as well, because it's a reoccurring problem over and over, and it's only it's 3 times in 2 weeks. That's excessive. That's a serious problem in my book. And like we were saying earlier, you lock it all up, man. Good luck to you. It's gonna be a bad deal. Let me bring Jeff on because he's gonna yell at me. Jeff Morton, I see you there.
What's up, man?
Hey, man. So yeah, I sorry, Jeff was sending me a message while we were talking over here, and I'm like, oh, just call bro because I can't talk. I'm like dumb, and multitasking is not my friend. Huh?
I actually was not sending you messages.
You sent me a couple.
Hmm.
Don't tell me you didn't.
So this whole thing with the insurance, man.
Right.
I just now started listening because nothing came up that you were going live, by the way.
Yeah.
My notifications failed me.
And it was very short. Like I put it up 10 minutes before, bro. So yeah, I know. I wanted to get it in earlier.
So what have we discussed on the insurance front? Because that's what I've been talking to Tony today.
Everything that we can think about, I've been throwing out here. Whether it's Seabright, whether it's whomever you go with, you need to make a decision. It's time to piss or get off the pot, or get that camera done because these insurance holds are not going to be a joke. Miss Charles, no, I can't remember who it was now. I'm not going to lie. Somebody had mentioned earlier about, another company. And again, I already forgot it. Good Lord, I can't fix myself. DJ had mentioned something, but another company had actually terminated contracts on a similar type deal, like 300 all at once.
Really?
Yeah, because people didn't do what they needed to do by this deadline, and they contracted or they terminated like 300 contracts in one fell swoop. Bison Transport. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa's just going to keep poking me. But yeah, so, I was like, that's probably not a great idea. And with things being as tight as they are for freight, and here's another question, Jeff, that I threw out there that I don't even know the answer to. But if they get put on insurance hold, if TransStar is saying that your insurance is not valid without this camera, how do you move your truck to get a camera installed at that point?
Yeah.
Because they're invalidating your insurance,
I got called by Rapid. So, right. That's an interesting question.
Right.
So, I got a call from Rapid today.
Nice.
Or not. And it's always funny when Rapid calls me because I kind of string them along a little bit, and then I say, "Do you know who you're talking?"
Right. It's fun.
It's fun. So they're talking to me about the insurance mandate, and I'm like, "Yeah, okay. You should already have my COI." Well, they don't. So you guys need to check that. Make sure that TransStar has your COI on file.
Right.
Um, um,
And I'll
But
put
yeah,
that
so
email
they're calling
address
people
up as
today.
well.
Right. And so do your due diligence today and make sure of that if you can. I would go as far as to say it is important enough to where even if you think you haven't gotten a call or anything, shoot that email out again, just to be sure. Because I think they're, Tony asked me, well, can't we get like a 30-day like extension? And I said, Tony, they already did a 30-day extension.
Right.
So we've already gotten that. And I told Brett, I said, there's hundreds of guys that they have, hundreds of owners that they have to call today because they have not declared their intentions.
Right.
And so there's a lot of ostrich activity going on. People just, I don't think it didn't become real to them until Rapid Response called them today and said, your contract's in jeopardy over this. Make a choice.
I got a message on point.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I read it out loud earlier, but it said, we see that you still have TransStar insurance and haven't gotten a camera and blah, blah, blah. We're going to put you on insurance hold at some point.
What?
So I responded to it. I'm like,
from the beginning.
yeah, I know. I'm like, I've been covered since February. Please update. Thank you. You have my COI. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
So I think they kind of blanket messaged everybody in the world possibly, which is fine, whatever. But
Okay. I didn't get that message.
I think there might be a lot
But
of
then again,
scared
you're
people out
special,
there.
so.
Yeah.
Well, so here's what's going on at Seabright right now, just so everybody's aware. It's going to be really tough to get a hold of them today.
Right.
Tony's organization was not prepared for the amount of calls that they're getting right now. They have 50 phone lines in their office, and every one of them is blinking red right now.
Sorry, Tony.
And they do not have the staff to field all of those calls right now because it's a Friday and people
Right.
go home
At the end of the day. Yeah.
Right. So here's the good news though. It only takes about a half hour to get a COI generated that they can send to us that we can then send to TransStar. So, give them the benefit of they got blindsided today.
Right.
And, I could go pointing fingers, but I'm not going to.
Right.
But they got blindsided. They don't have the staff. So, even if your intention is to get Seabright, you can't get a hold of them today, call first thing Monday morning and get that stuff done.
Right.
Because I think there's a limited window here where you can get it done before they put you on insurance.
Right.
We're talking about hundreds of people that they have to process.
Right.
Do this. My last name starts with M, so I'm in the middle of the alphabet.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That gives me a little, probably about halfway through the days, and they'd get to me. You A's, you're screwed. But
Right.
yeah.
Hey,
So,
Andrew, did you send me your truck number?
and-
I need that before I make this phone call for you.
And
Sorry.
yeah, so if you haven't done it yet, we're down to the wire, guys. If you're as anti Swift camera as Charlie and I, your option is to go outside of Swift to get your insurance.
Whether it's Seabright, whether it's
obviously-
True North,
obviously
OIDA,
you're-
whatever.
Right. I mean, obviously, we're promoting Seabright for a reason. We feel that they have the best coverage for the price. But they're not the only game in town. If you just haven't done it yet for whatever reason, and you have your guy, whoever that guy is,
Right.
get it done. Because Monday is the day that they're going to start processing stuff. And I think contracts are in jeopardy at this point. So, I don't know, Charlie, we should probably talk a little bit about owning your business here. a little bit too.
Right.
You know, if there's that many people that haven't acted yet, you know, there's plenty of blame to go around. You know, OOCs weren't exactly communicating like they should have been on this, from what I've heard from our contacts. That's why Rapid is having to make these phone calls
Right.
at this late date. You know, maybe they should have done it on Wednesday and not on a Friday. That would have been good. You know, we could have probably done something earlier in the week as well. There's blame to go around, but part of the
Right.
blame has to be on individual owners for not acting. You know, we found out about this in November,
Right.
right? So it's not like it snuck up on us.
It's funny. So
and, you
Andrew
know,
got a call
wasn't-
today too as well, Jeff. And he's like, they called me today too. I was on the list and that he didn't have a camera. He's like, but I do have a camera in my truck. So yeah, there you go.
Oh, so they're not even.
Right.
They need to update their stuff.
I think they're blanket messaging and calling people, honestly. Greg Spears asked, after we get the insurance, how do we get the smart drive out of our truck? That's simple. You go to any of the Swift shops and ask them to remove it and pay to have that thing removed. Pretty simple.
Is it still $100?
Last we heard it
Do we know?
was, people have been putting out weird numbers lately, so I'm not positive what it is right now, honestly. If anyone had one done in the last week or two, let us know. I'm curious to know, and if they up the price, I'm curious to know why, because the uninstall is not that big a deal from my understanding.
No, if they do the uninstall the same way they did the Qualcomm, they'll leave all the wiring in there. for
Right.
people out. So-
Exactly. And shavings and stuff everywhere, right?
Yep.
So
Over
yeah,
your dash.
it is the time, guys. Andrew, I got your truck number. Thank you, buddy. And I will try and make that call real quick. I'm not sure if I'll get him before he leaves for the weekend or not. If not, I will try and follow up with them later this week. By all means, look, if you don't hear from me, later this evening or by Monday night, shoot me another message and poke me and remind me, hey, dummy, did you get any info? Because it happens and it's real. I can't help it. Yeah. Stop it. Stop it.
There's a joke there.
Yeah. But yeah, so it is the time, guys. You need to make this decision one way or another. Otherwise, the decision is going to be made for you that is not going to be good for your business.
Yep.
Plain and simple.
And at this point, too, I was talking to Sue earlier, and if you don't have the camera in and people are going on hold on Monday and you're not in one of those 3 shops that's doing the camera installs,
Right.
you're supposed to do that. What if you're in
Right.
the middle of nowhere, South Dakota on Monday? What's going to happen? We don't know.
So
So
this could be ugly, ugly, ugly. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this stuff up. Andrew, I'm glad we're working on at least a squirrel. I'm glad we got to dip into your wheel seal issue and yeah, we'll see if we can't get that worked out. And if you guys got any other questions, by all means, get to us, leave comments here on the channel, on the video, hit us in the Facebook group, send me a PM if you need to, whatever you need to do. We are more than happy to answer questions. And until Tuesday, we'll be back Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern time here on Contractors Corner. We will have our special guest, Tony Dennis from Seabright Insurance. We're going to be talking about the claims process and answering any of your other insurance questions. And Jeff, you got anything else before I throw us all out of here?
Nope.
All right, guys, you guys take care of each other. Look after each other. No one's out here looking after us but us, and that's what we got to do. Take care of each other. You guys, we'll talk to you soon. We'll see you Tuesday, 6 p.m. right here on the YouTubes. You guys be safe.